It was very interesting during the recording of this album. We found a box of old memorabilia that Dave's ex-wife had collected, and you know, it ended in around what, 1986 or something, and it was just amazing what she'd managed to you know, collect. There was like posters from our first ever concert in Holland, first one ever outside the UK. You know, like every review from like every small venue that we played, you know, from day one. Every one of them really terrible, every review awful.
Yeah, it was great. There was all that, even like she'd cut out like all the things from, you know, the NME, and you know, if we played the Hope and Anchor or the Bridge House in these little gigs in London, you know, the ad where it would have, you know, our name alongside whatever other bands were sort of playing that week, you know, and most of the time we were supporting as well, like somebody else, but yeah, and pictures and stuff, just cuttings, is great. It's quite a find.
I mean, Depeche Mode, we've followed the sort of traditional route to success, you know, playing in small venues and pubs and, you know, small theatres all the way up, you know. Nowadays it can be a bit different when people can become stars overnight.
Which I don't know is such a good thing, to be quite honest. Doesn't seem to be working, does it? For most things, like they you know, they move too fast.
Do you have advice? Just lastly, advice for young up-and-comers that maybe emulate what you guys have accomplished over the years and what they should be doing with their...
Well, there's a lot of bands now, like especially bands like the Killers, and you know, there's stuff that they, you know, cite us as being influences. I think it's not just musically. I think it's in the way that we've made music over the years, and been fortunate enough to be with a label, you know, with Daniel Miller, where we've been able to explore and, you know, even though at times we've been under pressure to get that hit single or whatever and stuff at certain times, but you know, generally we've been left alone to our own devices always and been able to develop, and I don't think many bands get that opportunity nowadays. You know, it's like one album, and if it's not a success, see ya, you know, we can move on to the next band. So you know, there are some bands I think are sort of, you could see that they, you know, hopefully they'll stick around and keep making good records.